The drop 2 voicings that I learned from Barry Harris have some wonderful spacious sounds in them. So today we'll look at what they are, how to get started with them, and why most people fail with them. So drop 2 can be applied to any 4-note chord. Let's take a C6 and let's think of the top note as 1, soprano, alto, tenor and bass. And by thinking of it that way round, we get the correct 2, because most people would assume that this is 1, 2, 3 and 4 if we're going to just give each chord note a sequential number, but actually it's the other way. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And all drop 2 is when we take the second from the top and drop it down an octave. That's it. So this is a C6 drop 2. So if I take that C6 and invert it and drop 2 on each one, they'll be like this. First the G is the second from the top, then the E is the second from the top, then the C is the second from the top, then the A. Just doing that can be a wonderful sound. Because let's imagine that's an A minor 7, because C6 is also A minor 7, isn't it? So A minor 7 to D7. And then whichever D7 you like, right? Now, if you know the Barry Harris method and you've been following this channel, then you'll also know that sometimes on a D7, in the right hand we play an E flat minor 6 to create a nice voicing. See, doing these on major 6s and minor 6s is perfect. So if I learn to do the E flat minor 6 with the drop 2s as well, all the way down. So I've got first the B flat's dropped down, then it will be the G flat drop down. You can start by doubling these if you want to, and then drop them out later. So in other words, maybe you just play both of them to begin with, and then learn to drop out the right hand one later. But if we put those together in a progression, now we'll get something like this. And then to some sort of G major. This could be done in all kinds of ways. So if I took my C6 up, and then down, and then up, and then down, and then up. So in other words, I'm going up from C, and then down from C, but up. Does that make sense? It's like doing this. And then do the other one. Let's see how it sounds with them both together. You'll get the idea when I do it. And of course, these can apply to all kinds of chords, progressions, movements within the Barry Harris system, and much more. So why do so many people fail with it? Well, here's a super quick checklist. These are advanced moves and voicings. The standard chords like major 6s should be clear to you all over the piano. That was all 12. Same with the minor 6s. They should be clear to you all over the piano as well. Diminished should be clear to you all over the piano. If those things aren't in place, then it's just not time for it. And that's okay, because what most people do in their teaching and learning, to be honest, is focus on style, not substance. So another good way to know if it's time is, are you playing at least 10, 15 jazz standards fluently, not forgetting all the previous ones you play and only remembering the last 1 or 2? Does the language of them make sense to you as well? Their chord progressions. Can you play them in more than one key? It doesn't have to be 12, but at least more than one. So with things like this, think about the timing along your journey. Standard chords can be beautiful as well. If I do those same things with just the right hand inversions, they're fine as well, even without the drop 2. So they're not essential, but what people tend to do is drop what they're already doing and then grab something that sounds cooler. What I'd encourage you to do is do these at what we call a level 3 on jazz skills. We might even call it a 3B, because they are quite tricky, but beautiful all the same. If you want to get to the point where your playing is ready to introduce these, or you want to learn some more advanced concepts involving them, come and see us on Jazz Skills.